We start our journey with Celine, an elite vampire part of the Dead Leader, a squadron of vampires specialized in killing lichens. Basically werewolves that can transform at will. Since the pack leader got recently offed, the dogs run free. But not that free. They are newly organized and well equipped with UV bullets. Celine is alarmed by the situation, but not her leader, Craven. She ponders the fact that her other leader, Victor, her adoptive dad, would trust her, but she can't do shit since he's sleeping. Meanwhile, the lichens are testing the blood of various people. With dubious results, Lucian goes on a walk and visits a man named Michael Corvin. He ends up biting him to get his blood, but with the help of Celine, Michael seeks refuge to the vampire mansion. Celine gets sus that Craven actually killed Lucian, because the dude she just saw looked a lot like him. Scared for their safety, she wakes up Victor. Dad still doesn't believe his daughter, so she gets the lichen scientist to reveal their plan. But Michael gets taken. Fun fact, the Singed inspired another medium. From everyone's favorite video game and recently Netflix series, I present to you Singed. A mad scientist that manipulates mutations to create Warwick. The lichens want to craft an hybrid, half dog, half cat, so Lucian could use his blood to become unstoppable. But for that, they need a pure descendant of Alexander Corvinus, the dad of vampires and lichens. Oh, and the obvious traitor is a traitor. Michael, through Lucian's blood, sees the start of the war, where Lucian was forced to watch his love vampire die. Craven is a dickhead. Celine comes in to save Peach from a raptor. Craven is a dickhead. Again. Lucian shafts the dickhead. Celine is forced to bite Michael to save him and complete the hybrid. The hybrid fights Victor, and Celine kills him. She then takes the necklace and flees, but a bigger threat awakens. Craven is on a spree of dickheadery, but meets the descendant of Alexander Corvinus, the dad of vampires, Marcus, and promptly gets slapped on the wrist. Marcus is stronger now because he got awoken by doggy blood, and now think he can control his brother, William, the first lichen. Turns out being the first werewolf makes you a rampaging killing machine, and everyone bitten by you turns into lichens, but can't go back into humans. So, best option is solitary confinement. Another party is trying to get parts of the keys of William's cell located inside the corpse of Victor and around the neck of Lucian. But Celine already yonked it. Michael decides that he's a dumbass and not listen to Celine.
Normal food could be lethal.
With all that ruckus, Marcus finds them and wants Celine's blood because her family built the cell holding his brother and her memory will show its location. So they escape and gets intel where to find the other parts of the key. They go meet Alexander Corvinus, father of Marcus and William and first immortal. But they get interrupted by Marcus, and Michael dies. So does Alexander. The vampire god gets the keys. Celine gets a power-up and sun immunity by eating the old man. It's still too late though, and William runs free, which is too much for Celine. Until Deus Ex Machina. Michael comes back from the dead and defeats the baddies. A blast from the past, now we return to Lucian's story, where the war began. Turns out his lover is Lucian's daughter, and not so secretive. She goes on a mission, and somehow, shit hits the fan immediately. Lucian saves her by breaking the law, squandering his only chance to escape his life of slavery, and by the same occasion, gets punished. When life gives you lemons, you start a revolution.
Slaves! We can be lichens!
Turns out, Tanis, the one who noticed the liaison, is actually an ally and wants a promotion for helping the couple. With his final parting gift, the lichen slaves escape, not without some casualties though. Lucian tracks and uses William's spawn to grow his army. Meanwhile, turns out lying to a vampire is not only hard, but impossible. It makes the vampire lord quite mad. Knowing Sonia is in danger, Lucian goes on a solo mission to save her, but Victor expected it. He can still have a worse day though, because his daughter is pregnant with a mixed baby. So it's death then. Lucian hulks the fuck out, Luti's crisp lover, and launches the assault. Turns out, close combat with werewolves is quite deadly, so Victor launches a counterattack and promptly fucks off. But you can't sleep without a good night kiss. Back in our time, the population now knows about lichens and vampires, because fucking Michael can't scarf food without choking. They start a purge, and Michael rips his shirt for no reason, and they get frozen. Someone frees Celine and she escapes. Following the weird connection she has with that someone, she meets with an investigator. They see lichens, which is weird, since because of the purge, they hide, meaning something is staring them out. She got back with her connection, but it's a little girl. Turns out, she's also a mixed blood.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
Yes, she's her daughter. They seek refuge in a safe haven where they can rest, but they are not welcomed. Again, the vampires don't want to meet the same fate as the lichens, who are almost extinct. They get attacked by a pack of werewolves, and they have a bigger problem now, the Uberwolf. The girl is captured. The guy who's been helping them dies. But Celine is not playing around anymore, and she uses the Force. Very effective. Lichens are harvesting the genetic material of the mixed blood to boost their strength, and by the same occasion, get immunization to silver. Celine is not going to let that fly though. She finds Michael, starts the thawing process, and she fights the Uberwolf. Turns out he's immune to silver, but not grenades. Michael, not wanting to be part of the franchise anymore, just takes off. Celine decides to hide her daughter to everyone, even her, so no one would hurt her. Another Lycan group, led by Marius, wants her. Jesus Christ, these names. Her companion gets injured, and they go to a safe haven. Again. Meanwhile, the dog leader is played by Matt Mercer. Celine is not welcome in their old home for the whole killing Victor thing, but they're scared of the lichens and needs her help. She gets promptly stabbed, literally and figuratively, and is framed for genocide by someone who wants a promotion. Again, David, her companion, saves her, and they scram. They go to a Nordic coven, but not alone. Mercer attacks by using hybrid blood to become gross. She gets shafted and freezes herself, again, to survive. Marius doesn't get the hybrid because Celine actually doesn't know where she is. He decides to attack dead dealers anyway. David acquires the knowledge that he is the rightful head of the Covenant. He comes back, takes the lead, and defends against the attack of Marius. The craven backstabbing woman uses the blood of Celine to power up and try to kill him, but she gets shafted. Celine makes an entrance, somehow, with frosted tips and teleportation powers. Marius reveals that he killed Michael, and it's his blood he's been using. He gets executed by a fatality, and the war ends. Celine gets inaugurated as an elder, and meet back with her daughter. Here's my ranking for the 5 movies. Underworld is far beyond this sequel. Kate Beckinsale as Celine, Bill Nighy as Victor, and Michael Sheen as Lucian are just sublime. That's a strong female character. She's fast, strong, takes the lead, but she's not untouchable. In fact, she gets manipulated the whole movie. First by Victor, then Craven before Lucian, to use her to bite Michael. But those choices are hers to make, and this constant dilemma makes an otherwise shallow character trope of a Juliet more interesting.
You'll never be welcome in this house again.
Victor and Lucian are just charisma beasts. Victor is always shown on a low angle to show his importance, the way everyone are scared of him, and this fucking delivery.
I loved my daughter. But the abomination growing in her womb was a betrayal of me and of the Coven.
Lucian is different. Sheen is quite small compared to everyone on set. Come on, guys, that's just mean. But he exudes this aura of confidence. You know he's in charge. You know he's the alpha. The best bad guys are the one who you think, I get it. There is no good sides in this war. Lucian wants to end it by uniting both species, and Victor wants to eradicate Lycans for their betrayal and for his daughter. You learn later on why Lucian is so soft with Michael. He's a bit like the child he never had. Evolution and Rise of the Lycans are good, but they put aside the practical effects in profit of more CGI. Sometimes it's fine, and in others I miss the presence and impact. I love the philosophy of the director, Len Wiseman, and how he built his movie.
Creatures that can interact with human actors. It's impossible for digital effects. Our werewolves could walk down the street and people would run screaming.
Awakening is just completely useless. Only David stays. The vaccine that grants immunity to silver to werewolves. Gone. The sick werewolves. Forgotten. Michael on the roof. Nope, he died in a lab. They retconned it so hard, the only thing they kept is, I have a mixed blood child. In short, Underworld has succeeded where a lot have failed, getting some classic monsters the spotlight they deserve in this 21st century. Ain't that right, Tom?